Welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest releases. And this week, the newest release was The Mandalorian and Grogu, the continuation of the Mandalorian series from Disney Plus. This is directed by Jon Favreau, who co-wrote it with Dave Filoni. And it stars Pedro Pascal, Jeremy Allen White, Sigourney Weaver, Martin Scorsese, and a puppet named Grogu. So guys, it was interesting to see how this one would do. I had very low expectations going into this movie just because of what, like the last season of Mando was great, and then Disney's been kind of striking out a lot at the movie theater. So it was interesting to finally get to see this one. So we'll go over the plot just a little bit. Because if you know The Mandalorian, you know the plot. So Mando, he's been hired by the New Republic to kind of clean up the Outer Rim from Imperial warlords that are remaining from the fall of the Empire. And he has his little Grogu. He's like a Mando in training, I guess they would call him. And he gets his newest mission from Sigourney Weaver. And that is he's got to find Rhoda the Hutt, who we saw from the Clone Wars. That Clone Wars movies way back then. Do you remember going to that, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
So, it takes them to a couple planets. What's the first one? Shakar or something like that? I think that's what it's Shakar or something. So they go there, they got to find him. Rhoda's been fighting in kind of like these underground pit. Yeah, Shikari. He's been fighting the kind of the underground pit battles where he fights kind of the chessboard from A New Hope. What's that called? Starts with a D. I forget what they call it. It's like Dakar or something like that. And anyway, so they gotta get him, and then they have a lot of adventures. There's a lot of like action. It's a lot of like Mando style action, a lot of shooting and stuff like that, fighting Imperials, and then once they get him, they gotta deal with the Hutts who wanted him, and so I don't want to spoil it all the way right yet until we get to like thicker plot, but it ends up on Now Hutta, where Mando is there with Grogu, and Grogu's got his little side action piece that like takes up a big chunk of the movie, and then our heroes pretty much have to escape Now Hutta and escape the Hutt twins. So that's a basic rundown of the plot, and then we can go into what we thought. Who wants to go first? Jonah, you want to say what you thought of the movie first?
I guess.
Okay.
Like Joseph said, I didn't know like what we were getting from this, judging from the last season of Mandalorian. But overall, I enjoyed this a lot. I had a very fun time at the movies. It's not perfect. I'll get to what I don't like first of all. Pretty much all revolving around Rhoda the Hutt. I didn't like that character in the Clone Wars to begin with, and the design here is like the hardest I've had to take something seriously in one of these It looks like someone photoshopped Ben Swallow onto the Jabba the Hutt.
His shirtless picture.
And I think some of the voice casting also sticks out like a sore thumb. Like Jeremy Allen White, didn't really like as Rhoda the Hutt. And Martin Scorsese is immediately like noticeable when he comes on. And then Dave Filoni stands out, but that was in the show as well. I really liked the design of the planets and everything in this. I think that reminded me a lot of the prequels, kind of how George Lucas designed these planets, and I think it is a step up from like the sequels that kind of just had like basic terrain as their planets. This has a lot of fun with like the designs of like the city and the Hutt planet especially. And I think the first half of the movie is probably drags the most. I didn't really follow what was going on that much other than just normal Mandalorian plot, and I think one of the biggest problems is it does kind of feel like just two long episodes of the Mandalorian put together. But I think once it gets back to the Hutt planet and Grogu has like his little adventure, I like that. I liked that this was kind of Grogu's first kind of chance at kind of protecting himself and the Mandalorian because he has to. Instead of just the Mandalorian protecting him the entire time, like in the show. And so I like that, and it did give a reason just finally to care about this plot. At the beginning, I didn't really like have much, but seeing that as like the main focus of the movie, I think was like the best part of it. I think I'll go into it more when you guys talk about it, so let's go to Jared.
I thought it was fun. I wasn't expecting anything, bad or good. My main problems are is a little too long, and some of the visuals kind of sucked, like when they're on that walker in the beginning. That was pretty bad. The characters are fine. I didn't mind Rhoda. I don't like his voice being like English. I like when they're just speaking Hutties or whatever. But I think it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty fun. Like when they go to that first Shikari planet, it was kind of felt like the bounty hunter game. You just go to a planet and look for the bounty and stuff like that. I thought Martin Scorsese was fine as his character. I thought it kind of fit. Yeah, mainly it was just it was a little too long. At one point I was just like, man, when is this gonna end? But and I didn't mind I really like the Grogu scenes or his part. I didn't really care about the Babu Frick parts, so they're okay, I guess. But I don't really like them as characters. They're kind of more annoying. That planet was cool. The now Hutt planet was cool. How slug-like they actually are. Because you see like one just slithering around when they first get in there. And then just like watching them roll around when they're fighting is kind of fun. I didn't think of anything else. I didn't like Dave Filoni in it.
Yeah.
I was like,
why is there a cowboy in
there? Steve Blum was in there.
Zeb.
Yeah, that was cool. Seeing him in a movie. I don't think
he's in The Mandalorian.
No, but has he been in a movie?
No.
Oh. That's it for now until Jonas says something more.
I did think of something else. The music was good.
Oh, yeah, music was good.
Yeah, music was interesting.
Ludwig Göransson is one of the best kind of composers nowadays, and I think this movie really reminded me of it. I think it's like a little better version of Solo, the film. And I do like... I think it's like visually better because that movie was just extremely gray and dark, but I think this one, like some people have been complaining about the visuals. I like it because it does remind me of like the old games, like LucasArts games, because it is like darker like color palette, but there's like a more creativeness in the designs and everything, which I really liked. So
that's what I was gonna say. People were whining about it being drab and stuff like that. I didn't think it was that drab like we've had with other movies. Like I could see it clearly. I wasn't like struggling like something like Alien versus Predator Requiem or something like that. I saw everything just fine, so I didn't have any issues with the visuals.
Yeah,
except for that walker scene. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was the worst. And Zeb wasn't that great, I guess.
He just didn't have much. He was just there to say a couple quips.
Yeah, he really was. He felt like a video game character that you just like go back to the hub and he like says a few things. He really felt like that. The first part I think felt like a video game plot. Is like go do this, do that, go do that.
Yeah.
It's not till they get to like Grogu stuff that it felt like they were actually trying to tell the story. So like Jared, so I was surprised. I thought it was gonna suck. It didn't suck. Just because that third season was so bad.
Yeah, it was good that they just focused on Mandalorian and Grogu instead of all these side characters.
Yeah, it didn't, like, it's not like the other Star Wars projects where it has to, like, connect to something. It was mostly just contained to these two planets.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I thought, like you guys said, now Hutta was better than, like, the first part. I mean, we're not even talking about the... Well, the first part was on an ice planet, right? So, yeah, that was kind of the worst. Just because just the CG, like Jared was saying, the walkers did not look good at all. But
him on the walker against the planet, like, it was terrible.
Yeah, it looked really weird. Then when we get to Shikari, it looks kind of better. Wherever the Rebel base, or Rebels, where the New Republic base is, I don't know what that's called.
They didn't bug me like they usually do.
Sigourney Weaver.
The New Republic.
Yeah, because they're terrible. They're like the worst
They're
government
usually like idiots
ever.
or something like that. But
I actually kind of like their plan is to get Mando to clean up everything for them because they're just terrible. So yeah, Sigourney Weaver I thought was gonna bug me a lot. She didn't bug me too much until she got into the X-wing, and they're like, "You don't need to be in the X-wing. You're the commander. You can just do stuff from the planet." That kind of bugged me. Like Jonas said, the voice acting was iffy. Scorsese didn't really bug me. I mean, that's just kind of a funny role that you would probably see in Star Wars.
it just reminded me of like Dex or something. Like
Yeah, the Hutts did. I don't like the Hutts speaking English or basic, I guess would it be called in Star Wars. I just like the Hutties and having the subtitles, so I really didn't like that. Jeremy Allen White, I didn't have as big a deal as you guys, I think. But like I said, I'd rather just have it in Hutties. And then the music, like you said, the music was interesting. I liked a lot of it. I didn't like some of like the hip hop stuff they were doing when they were like going into Shikari. But it wasn't bad. I don't think it was too distracting. And then, I mean, the plot's very basic, so it wasn't. It was not. It's like it's hard to mess that up. It's basically you got, it's a rescue. It's kind of standard rescue Star Wars stuff, and then
that first planet was called Arvala 7. Did they say that?
I
missed
don't
that.
think so. I don't think they did. Yeah.
Oh, the text in the beginning sucked.
Yeah.
It was like, why did you even have?
Yeah.
text?
Why
It was-
even have? Yeah. Why even have that? That's true. And then the Imperials weren't that great on that planet.
I don't like how they were doing this for like their comm systems because like, what are you pushing?
I know.
It's a
Your
helmet.
helmets. What else? Like I said, the visuals on that planet suck. But once you got that now, Honda, I thought it was good. It was really good.
I actually like Grogu with that one dude that was
Yeah.
he's like stealing his fish.
The world
Yeah,
chair,
that was
the
a good.
rocking chair.
Yeah,
That was good
That was like a
interaction.
Samurai Jack kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know who played that character either.
I don't know.
But yeah, I did like that. Is something interesting. As far as like Star Wars overall, it's not, it doesn't really get Star Wars back on track just because Mando's kind of very isolated from the rest of the projects. And it's not like they're gonna have a bunch of sequels off this. It's probably a one and done movie. And I mean, I think it does get it to Starfighter because I think there's a lot more excitement for Starfighter. So that this didn't completely suck. It's like, okay, we can get to Starfighter and see how Starfighter does. So
He's that guy in Dune that has like the eyes that go up in the first one.
oh, really, that guy? Yeah, I've seen that guy and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a tech
The
guy?
Mentat.
Huh?
The Mentat, like the
Yeah,
robot
yeah,
guy.
yeah. He plays like a tech guy on something. Can't remember what it was. So, like I said, not much like cameos in this. Imbo is in this, so if you know the Clone Wars, you know he's the guy with the hat.
Oh, is that who that
He's
was?
the bounty hunter. He's been on a bunch of Clone Wars stuff. So yeah, he was kind of cool to see in live action. I think it was better than what's his name from the bounty or Bubba
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Yeah, I think they pulled that off a little
I
bit.
did that like action set pieces were really good in this one because
Yeah,
I liked the one starting in like the arena and then like the monsters break loose
Yeah.
and get out into the city, and then I like that little portion like the house in the ring.
yeah.
Like, that was very like Western kind of. So
I was surprised that the action was so good because I
Mhm.
was not expecting that. I thought it'd just be kind of like the Disney series. They're kind of phoned in, like Ahsoka and stuff like that. They're just kind of like they don't put effort into stunts or anything like that.
Also, there's no Jedi. People
Yeah.
always cry about that. I like Jedi, but people always cry about that. And they didn't have Jedi.
Yeah,
It's
no
cool.
Jedi. Which is one thing I'm kind of worried about Starfighter is that they're hinting that there's Jedi in it, and I kind of don't want Jedi
Yeah.
in it. So yeah, that's got a little bit of a red flag. But let's see, the Jarek, I think is what the board game is called in Star Wars.
yeah,
That was cool to see all those monsters like
Mhm.
come to life.
Mhm.
And then the ones on the Hutt planet, they're kind of like in the background at Jabba's palace
Yeah.
Mhm.
during the Return of the Jedi stuff.
Mhm.
So it was cool to see them too. I like them. I like when they use the old aliens. I
Yeah.
hate when they use original.
Porgs and stuff.
Yeah, I hate when they use original Disney Star Wars aliens. I just want to see the old stuff.
Yeah.
I did like the design of like the snake.
Yeah, that
Like-
was cool.
Like that looked like Ralph McQuarrie kind of concept art.
Or if
Yeah.
they use new ones, like sprinkle them in. You don't have to have like. all
Yeah,
new
like
ones.
the Babu Frick.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't offensive. It didn't like
I don't
make
mind them.
It didn't make me angry.
They're
or
they're
anything.
cute combined with the Grogu.
Mhm.
I do like how they have their little ship
Yeah.
is like smaller than
That was
everything else,
funny.
and they could just like fly with the birds. So
You
the
could tell how like disappointed
Mhm.
Mandalorian was because he's like, "Oh, dang it!"
that's a music part I did like when he like when you think he's gonna die or he's making the big
Yeah, that was
sacrifice,
cool.
and he's just kind of like fighting through the jungle. I did like that
That was a
part.
cool scene.
Um,
And then he just that one
I know.
super battle drone.
I know a lot of people are sick of Grogu. I'm not.
No, I like Grogu.
They don't linger on him too bad. Like,
There,
there's nothing to hate about him.
yeah, I think
Yeah, if he talked, there'd be a problem, but he's just
Yeah, if he
silent.
starts going like, "I love you,
Yeah.
Mandalorian."
So yeah, we're cool with it, but I know there's a lot of fans that are sick of Grogu and don't like Grogu.
It was kind of cute when he got his little staff. I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh,
He was going full Yoda mode in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
movie. He's got a staff. He's making the
Meditating.
Built a
little
hut.
building a hut, meditating, bugs. But like I was saying, if you are tired of Grogu, you probably won't dig this movie too
Yeah.
much because there is a lot
Yeah.
of there's a big chunk of Grogu, and I could definitely see people saying, "Why can't we just have a Mando movie?" And that was kind of me in the series. I kind of wish Grogu was just the season 1 focus, and then we do other stuff. But Grogu was such a breakout star for Disney that they, he kind of became part of this show.
I don't mind him there because he doesn't detract from
Yeah.
Din or whatever the Mandalorian's real name is. But
Maybe it could have worked if he left like in this show and came back in this
Yeah.
movie to like help him. And,
like he went off with
Yeah.
Luke for a while and then
Yeah, that would have been more impactful.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool. Hi guys, that was a really good idea. So yeah, they should have separated them from longer. X-wings, I always love X-wings. They're at the end. I didn't love it in this one just because it's like Sigourney Weaver, and that was kind of bugging me the whole time.
I miss Mandalorian's souped up Naboo starfighter.
We do get a glimpse.
I didn't like that.
You don't like that?
Yeah, I like the Razor
Because it makes
Crest.
more sense for him being a bounty hunter. Like,
Yeah,
why
you
would he
gotta
be in this
stuff
very
the
close
bounty in the
space.
I do like the Razor Crest. It was kind of like very convenient
Mhm.
that he got it back. They're like, "Hey, we got you a new one," and it was also kind of convenient that he got that gun, the famous
Yeah.
Boba Fett gun.
He
It just
needed-
happens to be there.
He needed to hang Rhoda in a net for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I did like when he was telling Grogu or somebody to go on the start the ship,
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, I can't fit in the cockpit.
Oh yeah, and I don't know how to fly. Grogu doesn't know how to fly. I can't fit. Grogu's just pushing buttons, missiles, shooting missiles off.
The humor is pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the beginning when he's going after that one bounty, and he like shoots everyone, and he's just looking at that table, and they're like, he's in an elevator.
You know what I thought was cool too when they're on Shikari, and he goes into like that salt bar, and it has like one of those old looking dudes.
The one with the
horns that go
Yeah.
down. Yeah,
What are those guys called?
I forget.
Yeah.
But there's like a Jedi one on Attack of the Clones, isn't it? Yeah, so it was cool to see. See, I like when they use the old aliens. I just like redo. I think there were some Greedos around, wasn't there?
There's
the
a baby
crowd?
one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Why do their strollers go so fast? I don't I don't know. You guys got any more things to say?
Oh, I found it pretty fast.
Pretty fast. Yeah, he's like a master. Doesn't he get killed by Palpatine?
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that just goes.
That doesn't even look where he's fighting.
He's like, oh no!
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Devorian. Yeah, so that because there's a lot of those in like the expanded
Yeah.
universe. He does. I didn't expect fighting.
No one told me about this.
He's so old. But yeah, fun movie. Surprised me. I didn't expect to have as much fun as I did. I did.
I hope the show just goes to more of this, just like him doing like these little odd jobs, because I always like that more than
Like the
when
fake
when
plot.
freaking Bo-Katan showed up. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want this at all.
You want Jack Black?
No.
Yeah, I don't want the Filoni stuff. I know it's like his universe now. I don't really like his.
I don't even
plot.
care that they meander a little bit with this side mission. Like,
Yeah.
I just want side missions. I don't
Yeah,
want.
I kind of wanted like for the movie just to be like 3 different plots, kind of like a Samurai Jack
Yeah.
episode or something, where there's just like 3 different.
The quiet
stories.
one, the one with all the aliens. And
Yeah, just like that would be cool for fall. I don't, particularly want another season of Mando. But
especially after that third one.
now that that was a train wreck. But now that Filoni's kind of like in charge, I'm guessing we're gonna get stuff.
That makes me even more scared.
Yeah. But yeah, fun movie. Like we said, if you liked the first season, you're probably gonna love this. If you don't like Grogu, you're probably not gonna
We
love
won't watch
it.
like an hour of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think someone was saying once it's on Disney Plus, I think it'd do really well because you can just like watch it in chunks.
That's what I was gonna say. They said Favreau, I think, was the one who said that because there was a lot of rumor that this was just a season 4 script
like
that
that.
they turned into a movie. It really did feel like that. I know they said it wasn't, but it totally feels like it's just a season.
No.
It does feel like a season of Mando, which I mean that kind of would have been a big improvement on season 3.
Yeah.
I mean, just stop with the cameos and stuff like that. Yeah, so that was kind of our thoughts on it. Let us know what you guys thought. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we will catch you next time. Bye.